Number one overall pick in June's NBA draft, Victor Wembanyama has completed his first NBA action in tonight's Summer League game against the Charlotte Hornets. As soon as we got word that Victor Wembanyama was going to make his NBA debut tonight, the hype was real. It was must-watch TV. All of us were on the edge of our seats. We were looking forward to seeing how he was going to look in his first NBA action, as he has been declared a generational talent, the next LeBron James. And Victor Wembanyama has been the most hyped prospect since LeBron James. He has been getting that much hype. And tonight in his first NBA action. And this was 24 hours, well, less than 24 hours, after being harassed by Brittney Spears. In 27 minutes, he played 27 minutes out of the 40 minutes of tonight's game. He went 2 for 13 from the floor, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 blocks, 3 turnovers, and he committed 4 personal fouls. Let's start with being 2 for 13 from the floor. Not good at all. And I don't like to consider this an official NBA debut. I mean, I get that it's NBA action, but I feel like this is more of a pre-test. Those pre-tests that you would get when you moved up to the next grade in school growing up, which every single year I despised it and couldn't stand it because I thought it was pointless, because those tests were just to see where you were at and what you needed to work on and improve on and what you don't know yet. For some reason, I despised those every single year. Never really figured out why. 2 for 13 from the floor. And it took him a while to get his first bucket. One of his buckets was a three-pointer. But to make 2 shots in 27 minutes, not a good start to his NBA career scoring-wise. But luckily, this is just Summer League. And this is just practice for when he competes against the big boys in a couple months. 9 points. There are some positives, however. The 5 blocks. That's pretty good. 8 rebounds. That's decent, but I felt like he could have gotten a few more rebounds. There was a couple times in the game where he wasn't fighting for the rebound. Like, he wasn't trying to battle in the paint for that rebound. In Sunday's game is when the Spurs play next. I believe they play the Trailblazers. But on Sunday, I want to see Victor Wembanyama. I want to see him fight for more rebounds. Because he could have gotten a few more rebounds, which 8, that is a very solid number. But when you're the first overall pick, when you are being hyped up as a generational talent, you got to fight for as many rebounds as you can. And 8 rebounds for a number one overall pick, it is a solid number, but you can always do better. 3 assists. You may think, well, 3 assists, that's nothing. We see players get a bunch of assists in a game all the time. Well, he could have had a few more assists. It's just that his teammates, they weren't making the baskets. Because I thought Victor Wembanyama, he passed the ball pretty well tonight. As there were a couple passes that I thought, well, the pass looked great, but the teammate just couldn't make the basket. He committed 4 personal fouls, which he's got to be more disciplined. And this is a perfect fit for Victor Wembanyama to be in by being coached under one of the greatest coaches in NBA history and the greatest head coach in the 21st century in Greg Popovich. So Greg Popovich, he can and he will teach Victor Wembanyama to be more disciplined. 3 turnovers in the game, which, 3 turnovers, it's your first NBA action, and, 3 turnovers, that's not really a lot, as we see players that turn the ball over a bunch. And one positive I will also point out, he went 4 for 4 from the free throw line, which, you may think that's no big deal, but we see bigs miss free throws all the time. Now, as far as a overall grade for Victor Wembanyama's first NBA action, you may think I'm being too generous. You may think I'm being too critical. But I'm going to give Victor Wembanyama a C-. I felt like he did average, maybe slightly below average. The 2 for 13 from the floor, that doesn't look good at all, but I do feel like that as time goes by, he's going to start making more shots. And I think he did a good job at passing the ball tonight. Solid number of rebounds, but I felt like he could have done a little more. And hopefully on Sunday and throughout the rest of the summer league, he gets more than 8 rebounds. He fights for more rebounds and be more disciplined. That is all I have for Victor Wembanyama's final overall summary of his first NBA game, his debut. Again, I don't really find this an overall game. I know they say that it is, but it's more of a pretest to me, exhibition, summer league. But we will see how Victor Wembanyama does throughout the rest of the summer league